Hey everybody, my name is Space Fairy, and welcome to my first attempts at creating tutorials for my mask manipulation. I'm sure if you're watching this, you have seen me with my masks, either at flow festivals or events around the area. And first of all, thanks so much for spotting me. And second of all, thanks so much for actually taking some interest in wanting to branch out and kind of do a little bit more exploration into this type of prop manipulation. It is an art that is very, very near and dear to my heart. And I'm really looking forward to sharing it with more and more people. Just a little bit about mask manipulation, where it comes from, and how I began with it. It actually, I treat it very much as a therapy. It was about 3-4 years ago now that I was dealing with a lot of anxiety and a lot of panic. I do have a PTSD diagnosis. So I'm sure that a lot of people can understand the complications that come with that kind of diagnoses. I discovered the flow arts community in late 2011, early 2012, and started spinning and really found it to be very, very therapeutic. And about a year later, I had a really bad bout of panic and triggers at an event. And the event was a costume event, and I had a mask on. And so I was surrounded by friends, and I couldn't ask for help, didn't know how to ask for help. I was kind of beyond that when it came to my panic. And I had one mask that was on, and I had another one that was in my backpack. And I had my mask on, and I pulled my other one out, and I started looking into the back of the mask. And I just kind of started staring at it, and I put the mask onto my face and just started playing around with it, and really just started doing a lot of contortion work and peeking and doing some of these and hiding. And it was all about hiding in plain sight. At that point, I didn't have the capacity to be able to be known for me, but I still wanted to be. I just still wanted to spin. I still wanted to move my body, but I needed to hide. And I found that behind my masks, and that was how it began. And through the years, it has just cultivated into a way that I identify more than I hide. And that's one of the big reasons why I want to start teaching people, is because I feel as though it is a way that it is a unique way for people that have trouble being seen to be seen. So now that you know a little bit about the background story on my journey, let's get into a little bit of the basic vocabulary. So as you go through tutorials and start to develop this skill on your own, we'll have that coercion of knowing, what to call things. So first of all, you're going to have multiple masks. One of your masks, when you buy these masks, obviously they all come with the elastic band. You can buy these Nomad masks. I prefer to use the white blank Nomad masks. As you start to develop in your unique art, you might want to get a different type of mask, whether it's the colored ones or or there's designs. There's your mask type is completely up to you, an individual. For the effects from mask manipulation, I do urge you to keep them the same masks, or at least the same type of style. Again, you can toss this out as you begin to develop your art. If you find that you like having different designs of masks that you can tell them apart. I really like having them be very, very identical, so people don't know what mask you're grabbing or how many masks you may be working with. But anyways, so when you buy the masks, all of them will come with the elastic band. What you'll do, normally a set of masks, basic set of masks has 3 masks. What I call them are, you have one base mask, which is a mask that you leave the elastic on. This is the one that's going to go directly onto your face and typically stay there. It stays on your head, so you don't have to mess around with worrying about the speed and accuracy at which getting, messing around with the elastic around your head. And then the other 2, you will remove the elastic from them. And these are what are called your floating masks. These are going to be the ones that you see when the masks are pulled out and you're doing a lot of the off body. Those are mainly going to be your floating masks, the ones that do not have the elastic on them. So you've got your base mask, whoop, and you've got your floating masks. You'll have, 1, 2, 3. I urge for you, when you first get started in mask manipulation, to start out with just 1. Adding 2 is really, really cool. There's a lot of really awesome tricks that you can do with 2 or more masks. But in order to really get comfortable with utilizing your body, your eyes, the mask, everything else, decomplicate your life and just start out with 1. Don't get ahead of yourself, because you're going to miss so much cool stuff that you can get, because simple is key with a lot of these tricks. The simpler you are with the tech behind it, the more fluid and mystic it looks to the person that's watching you. Okay. Other than that, the other main words that you'll hear me using in tutorials are, a lot of people have different words nowadays. I like to use the term wall plane and hall plane. So for people that are getting into mask manipulation that maybe don't have a flow arts background, wall plane is essentially, you're going to have your prop and you're going to imagine that it is a wall. You cannot walk through a wall. You have to move it out of the way to walk through. So if you think anything that is in front of you or behind you is going to be your wall planes. In the same regard, your hall planes, you can walk down a hall. A hall plane would be on either sides of my shoulders. So this is going to be, for me, this is my right hall plane. This is my left hall plane. Pretty simplistic, but just, getting those basics down. Typically, there are, for many different props, there are different ways. There's like in-spin, anti-spins. There's all different kinds of things. What you'll hear me saying most often is clockwise or counterclockwise. And that is for your perception, not the audience. So if I'm doing this, this is clockwise, as this is counterclockwise. It is always, at least when I am talking in a tutorial or explaining to somebody in person, it is always from my perspective to the audience. So keep that in mind as you continue through these tutorials. And other than that, that's the basic things you're going to need to know when it comes to generalized vocabulary behind mask manipulation. Obviously, those aren't trick names and anything else, and we'll get into that in other tutorials. But yeah, again, thank you so very, very much for seeing this art form and being inspired to delve into it more. And I'm really, really excited to teach you and to show you some of the things that I have. And hopefully one day our paths will cross and I'll be able to see what uniqueness you've brought to your masks. Thank you so much.